Y sign. All right, so here we're just working on some new cone drills. We're going to show you the ones around bob, around a dummy or your Pell if you have one. First is your standard push shift. In other words, what happens here is we stand, the distance can be anything from the cones as you want. The idea is to shift over to that cone. When you shift, you should be starting to lean into the tip and then you push off. And then back in your stance. I can stay farther out. Okay. So you're going to want to go ahead. You can just actually do it all the way around to get that one side done and then back around to the other side. Yeah, make sure you're not doing this, jumping. Don't want that big high jump because you can see it. Also, you don't get quite as much distance. You want that nice head just sliding. So you're looking at your opponent and you slide. Okay? Implementation of this might be push into this opponent's corner so he turns a little bit and then go around the side for a wrap. Or look at his leg, come around the side for something to the back of the head. So that's what that does. Make sure you get nice and warmed up. This will put some stress on the legs because you're pushing sideways, but it's pretty much a standard sliding drill from either side.
Be nice to your knees.
Go ahead, Louis. Right, good. So I'm going to let Louis demonstrate the next one because he's the one that he does this. The sliding drill is really not one that he normally does. He does the stepping drill. So I'm going to go ahead and let him demonstrate the stepping drill.
So basically this is a cross step. So the front foot in our fighting stance, I'm going to lead with that foot. And it's actually a shorter reach for each foot when you do that. And then when going backwards, I'm going to lead with the foot that's at the back. And you're trying to keep your center straight and square with the opponent while you're doing that. You're not trying to turn like this and then go back straight. So it's important to keep straight on your opponent. And that's it.
So that drill is very much like the ladder drill when you're shifting in and out to the sides of the ladder. So or that crossing back one, where essentially you cross that back foot, move it up, cross that back foot, move it up, cross that back foot. So that's what the ladder does, but now we're doing it around an opponent. Again, you can essentially fake or tap your opponent so he goes into tension, and then make that step, bang, and then I'm here. So in this drill, the idea is, like Louis said, make sure that your wedge is still on your opponent so your offense and defense are exactly the same. You don't want to pop up. As you get more used to this, you're going to want to make sure that your hips don't fall back, because they will fall back in this drill a little bit. So you want to practice that, and you want to practice making sure you're looking at their face. Okay, so you can essentially set up your feet. This is the foot falls behind you. In this exercise, the foot falls in front of you because that's the foot you have forward. So depending on which side you're on, depends on where your foot, right, Louis?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is, again, you just do it around the dummy, right? And then back. Give you a space of distance in what Louis was talking about, essentially the distance is, here's my biggest slide to the outside. I'm right on Bob. I can put my foot here and get here on this. That's a pretty big slide. I can do it again. Make sure when you land that you're not landing your foot like this, because that's the way your shoulders and hips are going to go. Your foot is going to turn in slightly so that you land right on them. But you can see the distance there. Here's with the back foot. Here I am in front of him again. And I swing that back foot. You can notice I get an extra 6 inches to a foot here. So that's the distance piece Louis was talking about. All right. And then